You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Orange County's longest running business talk show. I am your host, Rick Franzi, and we have a great show planned for you. Why do you say such a thing? Because Max Emma is our guest. He is the founder and CEO of BooXkeeping. And I'd like to say, Max, welcome to the program.
Hey, Rick, thank you very much. It's great to be here.
So as the founder and now CEO of BooXkeeping, I'm wondering if you could take us back in time and help us to understand the original motivation and inspiration for you to start this firm.
Sure. So I have a co-founder. Her name is Elena Emma, and we've came up with the idea of studying bookkeeping when we ran a construction business and grew it from 3 employees to 96 employees. And actually lost everything because they stopped building, and the recession started to 08, 09, and we were so busy growing that we didn't pay attention to our own numbers. Mm-hmm. And by the time we started paying attention, we pretty much lost everything because it was too late. Like, we had so much equipment and P&L looked good, but the balance sheet wasn't because we had too many debts. And while it was growing, we were able to pay it. But then when it stopped and they stopped building and we stopped having clients, that was the end. And I remember hanging the key on the shed door and leaving, paying the employees, giving them the last paycheck and closing the company. So back then we told ourselves, hey, we need to make sure that no business owner goes through this experience, because everybody has to know their financials and get them on time and on budget.
So you're a serial entrepreneur then. This isn't your first rodeo, huh?
Yes, that's correct. I've been on my own since 2002, so 21 years. I remember I left Qualcomm, my last job that gave me a steady paycheck every Friday, on around 4th of July. So July 3rd was my last day. So the Freedom Day for me in 2002, that was actually a real Freedom Day, because I was free from a corporate world forever.
I talk to a lot of people, as do you, and many of them think who are working they could become an entrepreneur, but many don't understand what an entrepreneur goes through. And I think the story of your your construction business is a real good instructional moment that no matter how successful you may be in growing, externalities can impact you. I'm wondering, with BooXkeeping, how long did it take you to get this business to the point where you thought, okay, I got a scalable business that I can kind of depend on?
So I'd say probably good 6-7 years until, we did a lot of trials and errors. I mean, not everything was working. Not everything worked according to the business plan, even though it would be nice if it did, but it didn't. And we had to adjust as we went. And that was a really great learning experience. And then finally, I would say about 5 or 6 years, we're like, okay, I think we got it. I think now it's scalable, and I think now we can take it to the next level.
So what is it about BooXkeeping that is different? What problems do you solve? Who are you helping, Max? What's a typical client, and why are they picking your platform?
Sure. So first of all, BooXkeeping is really a two-piece business. So the first piece, we are providing bookkeeping to small and medium-sized businesses throughout the United States. And our bread and butter are the franchisors that have franchises in the United States. So right now, BooXkeeping is the preferred bookkeeping vendor for over 85 franchise systems in the United States. Some big guys like Fast Sign, Signorama, some emerging but fast growing, and some who just have 1 or 2 units. And they are our clients, and their franchisees are our clients. They love the fact that we can deliver it on time, on budget, and at a fixed cost. And also, of course, we use the same chart of accounts. We work for some brands on 50, 60 different franchisees. So their books is very similar. So the franchisees love the fact that we have experience working with their counterparts. So that's piece number one. And because I've been around too many franchisors. It gave me a great idea that I can be one. Why not? That's
Right.
how I thought we would be scaling, and that's how we're scaling. And so we created BooXkeeping franchise about 3 years ago. And now we are selling bookkeeping franchises to entrepreneurs who want to have their own accounting business. So that's why we're solving the problem of helping people to own their own business and to run a successful bookkeeping firm.
So I'm going to deal with both of those, but let's go back in time. Did you make a strategic decision to focus on franchisors? Was it more of an organic thing? How did that come? How did that focus in your business come about?
By accident. Just simply somebody literally made an introduction to a franchisor because I was going to like a franchise expo, and I talked to the guy, and then he introduced me to somebody. Nothing happened for the first year, and I was that close to give it up, but came back to the franchise industry show, and then saw familiar faces and like, oh, this guy been there last year, so maybe he's serious. And slowly but surely, a year later, literally, we've got the first franchise signing with us, testing, see what we can do. And then next year it was 5. And then next year it was 10. And then so on. So right now it's 85. And we are literally signing 3 to 5 new franchise systems a month, sometimes even more, because we've been around now for a long time. Franchisors talk among themselves. They trust us. They've seen us. And I'm actually in New York right now at the International Franchise Expo. I don't have a booth, but walking around and I'm seeing franchise like, Max, how you doing? And then so it's just, they now, I'm part of the tribe, if I can say that.
Well, I love what you're doing in this area because it's my belief that entrepreneurs to be successful really need to carve out a niche because we can't boil the ocean. You can't be something to everybody. If everybody's your prospect, nobody's your client. And to have the familiarity and the ability to attend the trade shows and all the things you're doing in the franchising world makes you a safe bet, if you will, for people to do business with you because they can trust you because you know their business, right? That's fantastic. Okay, great. Now let's talk about your decision to become a franchisor. That seems like it's great to listen to your clients and to evolve. And I guess that's a very different business though than the bookkeeping business as a service for franchisors, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely because you're dealing with a different group of clients. So again, now my clients are franchisees of BooXkeeping, and I don't even call them clients; they're partners. Okay, so they're people who trusted us with the decision to go, and it's a 10-year agreement. I mean, the franchise agreement. So they had to think twice before they sign it. So I don't take their trust lightly, and we actually provide a lot of help and support for them. But you're right; it's absolutely different from bookkeeping. Bookkeeping services, they want reliability, good price, good service on time, security, blah blah blah. So of course we provide all of that. But for the franchisees, we have to train them because a lot of them who come in, they either come from corporate America or they come from different countries or they ran a bookkeeping business and had this hit the ceiling and they didn't know what to do with it, how to grow it from that point on. And that's why they came to us, and we're helping them to actually break through the ceiling. We provide all the marketing support. We provide sales training, not only for the first 2 weeks, but we actually provide 6 months worth of sales training. And also we provide the executive coaching for a year after the initial sales. So for a year, they get an executive coach who's helping them at no charge to take themselves as the business owner and the business itself to the next level.
That is a unique advantage that you're offering to people, I think, because especially if they're coming from the corporate world, like I did in 2007, after a storied career in the corporate world, I thought being an entrepreneur would be easy, frankly. And I really had some hard lessons over many years to rethink and to figure out how to be a successful entrepreneur versus a corporate executive, blah, blah, blah. So offering coaching, that sounds like a fantastic additional benefit. And I'm excited to see how you scale that side of your business. So you're double brain then. You've got your core business and now you have your new startup growth business and your franchising.
Yeah, it's not such a startup. I mean, we've sold the first franchise less than 2 years ago, but we had to do a lot of adjustments because of COVID, and a lot of things changed when we wrote the business plan for franchising. COVID did not exist, so it was completely different point of view. So we had to adjust as we went. But now, since we have 5 franchisees, we have a proof of concept, and more people are interested. So the goal is to have 15 more before the end of the year, and I think we're going to get there.
And you're looking to franchise across the U.S., is that right?
Yes. Right now we have franchisees in California, Texas, and Florida, but we are planning to sell in all 50 states.
Well, congratulations on that. I'm wondering, as you look at the two businesses that you're in, I'm wondering if you could pick one and sort of share if there are secrets to success in that space. Like, not only are you doing it well, but others who are successful in that space are also sharing those behaviors or skills.
Sure. I'll probably go with the bookkeeping side of it, only because there are more bookkeeping businesses. I mean, it's a $4.2 billion industry in the United States. So there are a lot of bookkeeping businesses. There are only 2 bookkeeping franchises, true bookkeeping franchises in the United States. So I think more people can take an advice if they really look for one for the bookkeeping side. So it's, first of all, just be persistent. Like the example with franchise, getting franchisors as the clients. Again, nothing was happening for the first year. If I would have given up then, I would not know that it's actually it can work. So just be there, and also deliver what you promise. So again, I know I've said it several times, but it is important. It's both financials on time and financials on budget. And then the most important thing is to actually make it cool. Believe it or not, our hashtag is cool bean counters. So, and I don't know how, many companies can say they're making bookkeeping cool, but we're definitely doing that. We're big on culture. That was Elena's baby, and she's the one who came up with all of that. And right now, when we interview clients, when we interview employees, or when we interview franchisees, we make sure they align with our culture. If they're not, then it's not going to be a good match, because let's be honest, bookkeeping is super boring. And nobody wants to listen about accounting for another, except the accountants themselves. Okay. But we actually trying to make it fun, and we are trying to push it to everybody who comes our way, that, hey, it doesn't have to be boring. It's new era, new technology. So our motto is bookkeeping redefined. So we are redefining the bookkeeping by making it cool.
I love it when an entrepreneur builds a business out of a personal experience. And that was certainly what you and Elena did. And the understanding not only the income statement, because many entrepreneurs are all about how much money did I make and profit and cash flow, but really the relationship with your balance sheet and the obligations that you have on the balance sheet. You're doing a fantastic service for your clients to make sure they understand all the financial aspects of their business, because accounting is the language of business. I mean, and you need to be able to speak it as an entrepreneur, especially if you want to scale and get investment and grow, get loans, etc. So thank you for that. I'm wondering, in this role, have you ever felt isolated as the co-founder for BooXkeeping?
Yes, I actually felt isolated for pretty much all the CEO roles, because there's only so many people you can share your experiences or frustrations with. Okay, because you have to come up as a strong person that knows all the answers, and sometimes you don't know the answer. I mean, I remember when COVID started, I had no idea what's going to happen. And the whole team, they're like, okay, Max, so what are we going to do? And I'm like, we'll figure it out. I had no idea how we're going to figure it out, because nobody knew how long is everything. I mean, it worked out really well for us, not the COVID itself, but the fact that people now looking at outsourcing and doing work remotely really easy. I mean, before it was like, no, I want somebody to come to my office 3 times a week. Now nobody is even bringing it up. I mean, we have clients in all 50 states, and 95% of them we've never met in the entire life, and probably never will in person. But people are totally fine to do it via Zoom, to do it through exchanging videos and so on and so forth. So to answer your questions, yes, I mean, I've joined REF in San Diego, God, back probably, I don't know, 6 years ago, something. And, just having a like-minded CEOs who are not in the same field, which is I'd appreciate even more, because I can hear their advice on different subjects from a different perspective. Okay, because I can have one perspective. Somebody who runs, a financial planning firm can have an absolutely different point of view. So being part of the CEO forum, that used to be Renaissance Executive Forum, now it's called RAF for simplicity. So it's been huge.
Yes, and I know the business partner in San Diego, Jim Tenuto, well. I know obviously you know him well as well. He's also a great mentor and coach, as in addition to leading the forums that he leads in San Diego.
Absolutely. And he's been like a friend, and, helping me throughout the process. Even before I joined the group, like, I know him for many, many years. He's always been somebody who just, I could pick up the phone call and he would help.
He is a sharp business person, but he's also a great storyteller and always has a joke on the ready.
Yes, that's Jim for you, for sure.
Yeah, you can't stump him. It's almost like come up with a subject and he'll tell you a joke that relates to that subject. So I'm sure that's enjoyable in the forum experience to have someone who's as competent as he is, but also as approachable and funny
For sure.
and good soul. So thank you for telling us about your ref experience. I wonder if now let's pivot and look to the future with the time that we have left. You've got these two exciting growth engines. When you come back on the show, Max, where are you going to be in a couple of years with those two entities?
So let's say 24 months from now, I know that I'll have at least 150 franchise systems that are going to be working with bookkeeping. But not only it's the number of franchise brands, it's also the verticals. In each franchise brand, we are going to be working with more and more units. What I'm seeing recently, probably in the last, I don't know, 3-4 months, we got 5 franchises that makes it mandatory for everybody to use bookkeeping.
Wow.
Which means that all the units that are either in a system or adding or going into the system will be using bookkeeping for their books. So that alone will double and triple the business, because we're just going to get more end users, more clients. So that's what's going to happen on the bookkeeping side. And we're still welcoming all the individual referrals. I still do the networking group. There is an organization in San Diego, and actually in Orange County, to call Provisors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a group leader, so I run a group in downtown San Diego. And so I'm getting a lot of referrals from there, and I'm always thankful for that. But we are not necessarily marketing towards like an individual referrals. Again, we'll gladly take it and appreciate each one of them. But, we're going for franchises. We also do a lot of white label for CPA firms, where we become their provider, and clients don't even know that the work is done by bookkeeping. That's another avenue that we are growing. So now my job is to actually offload most of my duties to people, and I'm training some people right now, so I can concentrate on building the partnership, so I can move on and thus bring more business to the company.
That's a teachable moment that you gave us, Max, which is it took over a year to get your first franchise customer for bookkeeping. And now fast forward to the future, now franchise systems are mandating, requiring using you as the books. I mean, what an arc of success that is, and a testament to your resilience to not give up, because a lot of people might have given up.
So Rick, I just wanted to say, because I really want to say it, it's not me, it's my team.
Mm.
Uh, I just trust me. You don't want me to do anybody's bookkeeping, because it's been over 20 years since I touched anybody's books. But I have a great team. They're all accountants. They all cool in all aspects, and they are the ones that are delivering. Okay, so there is no way I would be able to do it by myself. And that's a testament to their knowledge, and them being as friendly as they are and as knowledgeable as they are.
Well, thank you for doing that. And I've really enjoyed having you as a guest on the show. I told you it was going to be a great show. If someone would like to connect with you, maybe on LinkedIn, learn more about your businesses, where do you say they go online, Max?
So they just Google BooXkeeping. It's bookkeeping with an X, and they're gonna get either to bookskeeping.com, which tell them about the bookkeeping side of it, or BooksKeeping franchise, which tells them how to buy a franchise for as low as $30,000, and we actually give 30% to the veterans and active military spouses and first respondents. Or can they just look up Max Emma on LinkedIn? And I don't think there are a lot of Max Emmas, so I'll gladly accept any connections.
I want to thank you for being a guest on the show today. I appreciate you giving us a bit of your time while you're on the road and traveling and working, and that's great. Thank you.
Rick, thank you very much for the opportunity.
I'd like to thank the audience. You're a part of Orange County's longest running business talk show. Max Interview joins our catalog of over 1,400 interviews. If you're an Orange County entrepreneur, Southern California, and you have a story to tell and you'd like to be a guest on our program, please reach out to me and we'll be happy to talk with you about the possibility of being a future guest. I'm Rick, R-I-C, Franzi, F-R-A-N-Z-I on LinkedIn. Coincidentally, that also happens to be my website. Until the next time we have a chance to be together, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.